Now I found a very interesting study for you guys. A Career Builder, that company, they did a survey and they found that at least 53% of the people that they surveyed, they reported a loss in productivity simply based on the temperature of the environment. Like where they worked, it was either too hot or too cold. So this is why when we look at productivity, we need to look at the holistic approach, meaning we got to pay attention to the three things. We got to pay attention to your environment, right? Clutter has a lot to do with it. This is a factor when it comes to productivity that's often overlooked. Again, everybody talks about focus. Everybody talks about eliminating distractions. But clutter, what surrounds you, is definitely a big thing to pay attention to because clutters your mind, and that hinders your productivity. There's other factors in the environment that you got to think about. Things like maybe the sound, the smell, all of that affects you, right? So we're going to look at that, at your environment. Again, we're trying to scale what you're good at and fill in the gaps. Always come back to the formula, right? And fill in the gaps in terms of where you need help. But we're going to look at the environment, and then we're going to look at the resources when it comes to nootropics and nutrition supplements. So what is it that you could consume or not consume that's going to affect your productivity? Now, people are all very different. For example, let's talk about caffeine, right? It's a simple example. Some people need caffeine because their issue is a lack of energy. Other people, and this is sometimes me, actually, if you give me CBD, my productivity goes up quite a bit. We all know what CBD is. I'm not promoting it. Everybody's different. But when I took CBD, my productivity went up because for me, that jittery energy, that causes me to get distracted. That kicks in that ADD factor that I have, right? So everybody's different. So you want to fill in the gaps of your weaknesses and scale your strength with the right nutrition, what you eat, what you consume, and in certain cases, nootropics, depending on what it is that your job is, right? And then your activity, like working standing up. I've seen the stand-up desks. My mind performs exponentially better when I'm standing up than when I'm sitting down. It's also a hell of a lot better for your body and your posture, and the hip flexors. When you're sitting, you're consistently tightening up your hip flexors, and that's going to cause you to lean forward, hunch over. Not good. If you have to sit, make sure you're stretching out those. But that's a whole other product here. Just giving you something that comes up right away when I think of working standing up and how good it is. But there's other activities, right? There's the Pomodoro technique. I mean, there's the stuff that you guys know. We're going to get into some stuff that you don't necessarily know. Again, going back to that formula. So we are always at UltiSelf looking at that holistic. We're not just looking at one. So that's basically it.